Let's take a look at a simple strategy and a way to make a coloring book. We'll start off with coloring book for kids. Take a look at the results, 30,000. Scroll down through here and take a look and get specific in who the coloring book is for. Because you're looking here at coloring books and you're going to see lots of different ideas around unicorns, dinosaurs, coloring books for toddlers, large print. Scroll down, keep coming up with ideas, because at this phase, when you're talking about creating a coloring book, you're just looking for ideas, and we're starting here and getting specific with coloring book for kids. Here's a good one, coloring books for kids, cool nature. Now let's shift gears real quick and look at something a little more specific, coloring book for adults. Specific meaning coloring book for kids versus coloring book for adults and what the differences are. Scroll down through here. Let's move past the sponsored and then take a look at this. Worlds of Wonder, a coloring book for the curious. Stress relief. Here is a swear word coloring book. Adult coloring book, 60 stress relieving animal designs. See how they took it even further here with stress and animal designs? Again, getting very specific. Now let's jump into actually creating the coloring book. And how do you do it? So here's an example of creating adult coloring books inside of Canva. You can see here I created some simple pages with some simple quotes based upon the research that I did in the first phase of the strategy. You can see here I just created 3 simple pages. Where did I come up with these ideas? Where did I get the art? The simplest and easiest place and the way to start this is to utilize work that is done for you. I popped over to Creative Fabrica, simply looked under coloring pages and books for adults and took a look at this one, which is Mandela coloring pages, and you can see there's 100 pages here. Scroll down and what you're going to see and what's important are the different file formats. To use in Canva, we need to be focused on JPEG, PNG. Now there are other file formats and we're going to get into that as well, but focus in on how we can use this and how we can use this simple strategy to create something very simply and easily inside of Canva. So the first part of the strategy is doing your research. The second part is creation. So back to the first part of research, take a look here at Amazon. Take a look at this bestseller, Easy Coloring Book for Adult Inspirational Quotes. Open that up and simply take a look inside. Here you're going to be able to see inside, you're going to be able to see what this bestseller with 331 ratings contains, and you're going to be able to be inspired by the design that you see here. And you're going to scroll down here, and here is where you get your inspiration. Take a look at these pages. Take a look at what they're doing with a backdrop, with the different fonts, the different words, the different phrases, and how they're creating an easy coloring book for adults with inspirational quotes. Simple large print coloring pages with positive and good vibes. Go back to Canva. Actual creation. It is very simple, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did this and how simple it can be. Of course, this page right here, this is simply a circle, an element that I dropped in on top of a mandala, and then I simply just created the words right on, and there you go. You have a simple page. Same thing here. I used a ribbon element, grabbed some text again from the elements over on the left-hand side. Scroll down, same thing here. I'm going to add a new page. Here, you're going to go over to uploads, and before you upload, you're going to download from Creative Fabrica to get all of these 100 images. When you download it, you're going to get the images that you see here, and each one of those is going to have a separate file, and you're going to be able to see all the mandalas that you're going to be able to get and use to create a coloring book for adults. Again, getting very specific, coloring book for adults, and we're thinking positive quotes, positive vibes, inspiration. So back in Canva, upload media from your device, 100 mandala coloring pages. Simply open up one of these, just select any one at this point. This is just an example. When that uploads, you simply just click. It'll add it into the page. You could drag it around like so, or you could simply do like I did, and you could set the image as the background. And then once you set the image as the background, you're free to play with it as you see fit. Come over to the elements. You can see there's all kinds of different elements here. Hearts, boxes, squares, octagons, this little thing here, whatever this is called. And then you could simply drag this in right here, get it into a nice spot the way you like it, how you want it to look, play with it, change the color, come to text, and simply grab one of these texts that you like, one of the free ones right here. You could say this, level up is free. It's going to go in there, and you're going to want to make this a coloring image. So you simply center this the way you like it. Come up to effects, come over to splice, change the color to white. Come here, change this color to white. Actually, we'll need to change that color to black. Go back to effects, change that to splice, change the inside color to white. There you go. Come back here, change this color of the outline to black. There you go. Level up. Now you have created something a little more unique, very specific. And there you can see 4 pages already of an inspirational quote coloring book that could easily be uploaded to Amazon and sold just like this one. Again, use this for inspiration. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time. You're going to have to figure out what you like, what you don't like. Keep doing your research as far as looking for the books that you like for inspiration. Back at Amazon, inspirational coloring books for adults, furthering your research phase, really digging in, being specific. As you can see, the more specific you get, the more ideas you'll get, as well as really focused in on creating something that compares, something that'll sell, something in the same range that you see here across the board. The BSRs, the bestseller tags, all starting with something that you downloaded over Creative Fabrica, and then something that you can simply and easily create using a tool like Canva. This is a great, simple strategy to get started, to really understand and learn the way to do research, what you're focused on, find inspiration, and then take that and then move back to coloring book for kids and do the exact same thing. Focus in on being specific, finding something unique. Scroll down here again, take a look, mermaids, unicorns, rainbows. Scroll down through here, dinosaurs. Here's a bestseller, 1, 2, 3 things, big and jumbo coloring books, 1, 2, 3 coloring pages, easy, large, giant, simple picture coloring book for toddlers. Come over to this one, take a look inside, get some quality ideas here, inspiration, look for what they're doing, how they're being specific for this, because this is a coloring book for toddlers. It is going to be very simplistic. So you can take this idea of simplicity for toddlers and you can use this for inspiration to create your own book. And again, to do that, we could pop back over to Creative Fabrica and search for coloring pages for kids. Take a look at what's available here. Children's Coloring Pages for Kids, Volume 1. And then we're going to scroll down here and we're really going to get into this and be specific on what we're looking at and how we can really create using different tools besides Canva. But we are going to start with Canva because they do provide 20 PNG coloring files for kids that are ready to use. But as we know, when we download those and upload them, this is the image right here that I got. This is the original PNG right here. If you scroll down, you can see what I've made here from that original PNG. So how did I do that? I've shown this in videos before, but I'll cover it again real quick. These are simply elements, boxes, squares, rectangles that you change the color, cover up that top banner right there. As you can see, there's a border around this image. There are 2 stars here. You could simply cover those up with white circles. And then once you do that, you can create, there is the star. It is simply a box or a circle. I simply just cover it up right there, essentially deleting it. Then I created this star and just dropped it in right there. If you click on this one, you can see that it's been grouped. You can click ungroup. Now you can see that it is 2 individual stars. So you could do this. You could make 1 star. You could make a smaller star. But as you can see, I just dropped that star in the center right there and it created something unique. And that's how simple it is in Canva. But going back to Creative Fabrica and taking a look at this coloring page volume 1, if you focus in on here, what you have is you have a PDF file and an AI file. Now, if you really want to get creative and unique, and from your research over on Amazon, coloring books for kids, you're scrolling down through here and you're getting an idea of what's inside each one of these coloring books by taking a look at them and looking inside. For example, 100 Vehicles coloring book. Open it up. You can see there is no look inside feature, but there are 2 images, so you can click on that. Take a look at the back cover. This is typically the way it's done. You can see these images. Of course, you could zoom in on these and you could see there's a plane, there's a boat, there's a truck right there, there's a motorcycle. You can see they've added eyes to make these unique and different and appealing to the kids when they color them, because that's what kids like. They like different types of things, vehicles with eyes that come alive. This is the kind of thing that you're focused on when you're focused on something for kids. First thing to remember is you're selling this to an adult that's looking for what they think a kid will like. This is the kind of thing on the cover that appeals, but when you open up the interior, you want to make sure that you create something that is very unique and specific to the kid. Again, that takes us back to this Creative Fabrica Children's Coloring Pages for Kids Volume 1 and the fact that this comes in AI files and PDF files. And that brings us into using a tool like Affinity Designer. Started talking about this tool here on the channel. I will continue to talk more about this tool because this tool is an amazing tool for you to create and get into the realm of creating coloring books, specifically because of the things that are done over at Creative Fabrica and the ability to open these AI pages in Affinity Designer, and then the power that you have once you open up this tool. As you can see, here's my rocket ship, but look at all these other elements that you have here. For example, these roller skates, this robot, this teddy bear here. There's an airplane, as you've seen there. To simply be able to click on this page, zoom into that selection, and the ability to edit this. For example, you can grab this border right here and you can simply delete the border. Now you have access to play with these clouds. As you can see, the cloud here is in two separate elements that are layered together to create this design. So you could just as easily move this cloud up here, delete this cloud, delete these other things that you don't need, keep the other elements that you want, for example, these stars, and then you have the ability to create something very unique, even to the point where you could take this and copy this, move this over, and you could start creating your own elements here based upon the designs like that, where you could add an eye. Of course, that eye is probably a little too big, so you could narrow it down a little bit, but you see the power here where you have the ability to create something that you saw and be inspired by your research, and then take these elements, these packages that are done for you in Creative Fabrica, learn these tools like you see here that I'm doing inside of Affinity Designer, and you can really create something unique. Understand and learn that you have to go through, understand the process to be able to create things, understand the tool. For example, what I'm doing here to select all the elements to group them together. Once you group them together, you're going to see that you can move it, but I didn't select everything. So these are the kind of things that you have to learn and understand exactly how these tools work. Put it all together, put everything together to be able to understand how to group things, how to move things around, how to create unique things like this airplane with a cloud and a star, simply by coming in here, understanding and learning that this is the process. This is how you create. This is how you create real books for real people. And this is how you utilize the done-for-you elements, the done-for-you packages, the done-for-you pages on Creative Fabrica. You understand the file formats. You understand what you can use, where you can use it, the PNGs in Canva, the AI and PDF files and Affinity Designer, the things that you can do here in Canva. You can see here that I simply created something unique inside of Canva by changing the elements, using the tools that are available inside of Canva to create something unique. The same way I did here in Canva to create these mandalas with these inspirational quote pages. These are all elements that I got, again, from Creative Fabrica that you can see here that I download these images, upload them to Canva, and it all starts with research and simply typing into Amazon, coloring books for adults, scrolling through here, finding inspiration, going through the research phase, not skipping any of the steps, understanding the types of books that are selling, why they're selling, and how you can create them yourself, understanding the difference between a coloring book for kids and a coloring book for adults, how to get specific, how to go in, find an idea, go over to Creative Fabrica, finding out if you can create something as unique and as quality as what you see here across this parent pick bestsellers, thinking about the interiors, thinking about what's going to be in the interior, and then moving on to the next step in this process, creating the cover, which is a big step, and it's a step we will cover. But for now, focusing on research, focusing on your ideas, focusing on creating real books for real people that when you create them, they're going to buy them, they're going to enjoy them. It's going to make them happy. It's going to make Amazon happy. It's going to make you happy. So keep doing your research, and to do that, click on the video you see on the screen right now. Watch that video. I'll see you there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.